Hey, is it 6:30 yet? Yeah, I believe it is. We're live, aren't we?
Are we live?
We're live.
Are we?
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like it.
Okay.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Yeah.
I swear, it's
So-
still not the same without the theme music.
The theme music.
Yeah, the
What
music was
is
pretty
the
good.
theme music?
We used to have theme music.
We did?
We didn't really have an official theme music.
No, not officially. Not yet.
You don't even have an official anything. I mean, I'm
Look, I
pretty
don't
sure.
understand what you mean. The theme music was official Mark of the Wolves music, so technically it was official music.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that our title for the show is still tentative. Like at this point, honestly.
I thought we were just using "Break Down the Walls" of Jericho, but maybe that's
I
just.
wish. Apparently, that guy's using it for his own TV show on YouTube.
Oh yeah, and there was that whole point where metal falling over the metal, not realizing it.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
That was terrible. So, what's going
So
on,
welcome
everyone?
to another episode of Super Desperation Radio. I'm
Hey.
Super FX. Joining me right now is RR, or whatever. Manchest, Hell Pockets, and Lord Walkman. AWOL at the moment are AI-kun and Sanchez, who probably is still on the highway somewhere, crying, maybe yelling, maybe both.
man, he's just been having terrible luck, like going places.
Well,
Yeah,
the good thing is he has a job, but now the bad thing is he has to drive the 405.
Mm.
Mm-mm-mm.
I think I
It's
did
one of
that
those
once.
double-edged swords.
It was not cool.
Yo, more money, more problems.
We're here after a week off, a week of people being sick and being busy and both. And I think the first thing we wanted to talk about was the thing we were going to talk about 2 weeks ago, which was the
Oh, man.
KOF tournament in Japan.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. Right, Gibby?
Oh yeah, just dump it all on me. Yeah, so dueling the KOF 12 happened 2 weeks ago. This was the event that used to be ran by Dune back in the day, and he passed it off to Hummer, I believe 2 or 3 years ago, because he wanted to focus more on his schooling, because he was trying to become a lawyer. It's been getting better each year since Hummer started running it, mainly because there's more people playing now than there were a few years ago, and KOF 13 turned up, and a lot of people entering KOF 13. They ran it at Acho Arcade again, and they had a ton of players there, a good ton of players. They ran King of Fighters 2K2 UM, KOF 98 Original, and Climax, and they did everything 2v2. And they had singles tournament for 97, 96, 95.
What?
2K2. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. Hello? What up?
Hey.
Oh, sorry. You cut in and out sometimes.
Oh. Well, yeah, I got to call Time Wander. Time Wander's terrible.
Didn't they supposedly fix your internet?
Yeah, they came yesterday. They fixed it. Everything's running smooth, and then all of a sudden it started dying today. I blame
Dude,
Tony.
I think they lied to you, man. That dude just showed up to your house to pee in your toilet.
Wow. Wow.
It's all a
He didn't even
conspiracy.
flush? He didn't even flush.
He probably peed in the top with all the water. too.
Oh my god, why would you do that?
He goes in there,
Okay.
pees in the top. He's like, the internet's
That's
fixed.
so mean. You can't fix
That'll be
that.
$80.
So if I end up cutting off, just send me a message in the Skype call. It'll
Yeah,
be easier
sure.
for me to know. Yeah, basically, the 2K2 UM tournament, I watched it. I don't remember who won. I believe it was Naruto's team. Don't remember who that was. 98 was amazing to watch because it was a bunch of new faces and 777 or 37, whatever you want to call
Triple
them.
set.
But how many
He
people would you say showed up for everything?
They capped it out at 64 teams, I think it was,
For each game? Okay.
Yeah. I could be wrong. I'd have to ask Dune to be sure, but I'm pretty sure it was capped out at 64 teams. 98 was most fun to watch because 98's my favorite and I love it. But
Yeah.
it was mainly due to the fact that 777 just ran through everyone, and there were a bunch of names I'd never heard of. Just a bunch of new faces, all of them playing at really high level.
That's
It
cool.
was really good. Then 13, Climax was also good. We saw a bunch of familiar faces and some new faces. The tournament winners were Mew and Dune. which a lot of people didn't really expect them to win because Kaoru and Wu, both of which showed up. Wu and Kaoru the year before, both were very dominant. Everyone expected them to win. They kind of got destroyed by Mew. I mean, Mew is just put on an amazing performance. He did damn. I don't know how to put it. That's like some of the best KOF play I've seen come out of Japan. His style is just different from Wu's. Wu is a very passive player, and we saw this at Evo where Reynolds would just walk forward and Wu would stand still and walk back. Mew played more aggressive than Reynolds, in my opinion.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Lots of mix-ups. A lot of guessing games with him. And it was just pure rushdown for the most part. And really, really smart plays. I liked it. It was fun. And then Dune. A lot of people don't know this about Dune, but Dune has a history of choking when it comes to taking first place at any tournament. Mainly SBOs, which kind of sucks because he is a really good player. But I want to say this is his first major win. I could be wrong. But this is the first major win that I can remember. So he could have another major win that I just don't remember. I'm sure Professor will correct me. So Professor, if you listen to this, let me know through Facebook. Will be good. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Yeah, it was actually really fun to watch. The replays are all up on YouTube. I believe Acho uploaded them all. So it's I think their YouTube account is YouTube/Acho Kyoto, I believe. Let me find out. Go on, Paul.
Oh, I was going to say, Chris, Anthony, anything you guys have to add from that?
I don't know. I was kind of going to add something about the whole the Wu thing, but we kind of passed it up, and it seems like at this point I'd just be talking shit about him. So
just gonna shovel a little dirt on him.
Just gonna shovel a little dirt on him, but it seems like he's already under the tracks, so almost not necessary.
Okay.
Personally, I don't have much to add. I did watch some of it, mostly the '98 stuff, but I was kind of exhausted at the time, and I fell asleep definitely during part of it, and Gibby yelled at me for that. But, I mean,
I did.
Like he was a disapproving parent?
Yeah.
Are you sleeping through '98?
But I mean, everything I saw, it was just really good play, a good lineup of characters. I was always happy to see that.
Yo, I definitely just imagine Gibby yelling at you over the internet. When I was your age, we had to climb barefoot up a hill in snow to get good quality match videos off FTPs or IRC. God, I'm running from going to sleep right now.
We had to get bootlegs from Hong Kong of Japanese tournaments with horrible quality.
Scan lines were everywhere.
The scan lines.
I had to go on my Usenet client to download real media videos.
And don't let me get started on the news groups.
The thing that's terrible about this is everything Tony just said is true.
Man, real player. Jeez.
Yeah.
We could only connect that 2200 or 8800 bound.
I was downloading King's Quest 1 for 4 days.
Yeah.
Speaking of downloading, the PS4 came out.
Oh no!
And what is it tomorrow? The X-Bone comes out.
I believe
it's sometime this week, right?
Yeah, it's in the next day or two.
I thought it was. Well, it's probably going to only be 1 week. They always do everything 1 week of each other. Everyone trying to be close but ahead.
I mean, usually everything comes out on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
It usually
and
works.
So far, in the little I have used the PS4, because Arcade Shock Steve picked one up because I don't know where he got that money. He's crazy. I think he plans on eating ramen for the next 2 months. But it seems really nice. And while I wanted to originally wait for one, actually touching it and playing the games, I was like, man, I kind of want this, like, right now.
Don't do it, man. You're getting sucked into it.
I know, I'm getting sucked into the hype. That's the problem.
Because you know what's going to happen, right?
What?
You know what'll happen when you get one, right? And you'll just be like, oh, great, I bought a $300 fucking Blu-ray player.
Yeah, but Resogun.
Yeah, Resogun is sick. Like, okay, Serious. Everyone's complaining.
It's a $400 Rezo gun player, man. Come on.
Here's the thing that's driving me nuts. People are complaining on Twitter saying, "Oh, look, there's no launch title with these consoles that are any good. Resogun looks amazing."
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The other thing that's noticed is we were streaming on the Twitch app, and it's 100 times better than I would have ever thought. Obviously, it's it's not really good quality in terms. I think somebody said it's only like 540p.
Oh yeah.
But it looks nice, and it has built-in chat window while you're playing the game, so you can see people chatting in the channel. I thought it was actually a nice layout. It's a little distracting having the big black box of doom around your game, but it's definitely better than I was expecting it to be. I'll say that.
I did see some people streaming full screen with without the...
Okay, so it's an option?
I think so. There were some people that weren't streaming that way, but everyone I asked who was streaming the normal way, they couldn't figure it out. They had no idea how to switch it.
So I'm assuming that this Twitch app and all these other streaming apps, whatever, they're probably pretty basic, right? I mean,
From what I could tell, it seems like it. Yeah, I don't think that there's all the extra options that if you're using a different streaming program and hooking up your system and everything like that.
Oh, I was mainly wondering about the people have like their own layouts and stuff when they want to play games or tickers and whatnot. Like, is there like some sort of, I don't know? I mean, there's probably nothing yet, but I mean, I'm sure they're slated for something like that down the line, right? Or like
I would guess if it becomes big enough that there might be something like that.
Yeah, or maybe like a program that runs in tandem with your computer where you can do a layout from there. So, I mean, because everybody always like to have their things customized, look nice as possible, try and get all the viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that a couple of the other guys that I play Winter were talking about running their own stream setup with the PS4, not streaming exactly from the PS4 app, but just trying to stream the PS4 and see how it looks and see how easy it is or hard it is. I don't know if they've actually sat down and done that yet.
Does anybody know if it still has copy protection? Because I think I heard one of them does, but I didn't hear which one.
Yeah, see, I'm not too sure about that one myself. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
so-
it does.
Oh, it does? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But, yeah, it's interesting, and I know this week and last week, crazy with everybody, and obviously with Black Friday coming up, it should be, we're hitting the crazy time of the year for video gaming.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, like, you guys heard about problems with the new console, right? Like,
Oh, the HDMI.
Already? Jeez.
yeah,
I
or
heard,
just like,
I heard about the HDMI, what was it, the port being messed up or something like that.
oh, I heard that there was overheating red light issues and blue light issues that are unsolvable right now.
Well,
I was
I
just-
heard something about the blue light issues, but I didn't hear what exactly it entailed.
The
all.
one thing all the blue lights have in common is that they're all from Amazon.
Really?
Yeah. So a lot of people are saying just Amazon kicked them around, or the USPS guy just dropped it on the floor or something. I don't
Maybe
know.
someone stored them improperly or something, in the warehouse they were sitting. That's really weird. But yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, that
that's-
would be horrible. It's like, Paul, you got your $400 console. Like, yeah, I got it. And then you don't play it because there's no games to play other than Resogun. And then later when the title comes out, you turn it on and then it doesn't work.
Excellent.
Yeah, I forgot. Even Jim Lee had a blue light right
Sad
out of the
day.
box.
Oh my god.
Terrible.
That just sounds like it's I wouldn't say that's a manufacturing issue. That's just like somebody's careless. Because a lot of that shit happens with PCs a lot of the time, where people you go on Newegg and you look at this review for this sick ass graphics card. And there's like that one dude with the 1 star saying didn't work out of the box, don't buy.
Well, that's kind of different, though. I
It's
mean, I
not
guess
that
not
different.
now that technology has. Obviously, the consoles of today are the PCs of yesterday.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, obviously, there's going to be manufacturer error. In anything. I mean, they're sophisticated pieces of machinery that are susceptible to shock, water, electricity. There's so many different things on that. But these are consoles. They come in boxed. To have a manufacturer malfunction of this scale is. I mean, well, obviously that's been more common these days, but
Yeah, I was going to say, pretty
Where are
much
they being
that
shipped
happens
from?
every time now.
It's just, I really feel that, I mean, if you want to get a new console when it first comes out, whatever, but every console cycle I'm getting less and less excited. Nothing is new or fancy about a lot of this stuff. The exclusives that are coming out, I don't care for. And PC gaming will just probably have ports of console games for the most part anyway, so whatever.
Yeah, but you can't take your PC anywhere.
And that's what Steambox is for.
Come on, man. How old are we going to be when that comes out?
I don't know. The betas are coming out sometime soon, so
All right. All right. When it happens, man, I'll buy you a fucking steak.
There were, I think, 3 instances that Valve Time actually meant something happened before they actually said that it was going to happen, amongst the 50 of them being late by several years.
Oh my god!
But
so, all right. Also,
in terms of fighting games, the biggest thing that's going to come out of these 2 launches is Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
Which, it's a game, and I think it's going to be a popular game.
I don't.
Really? You don't think so?
I don't think it's going to be that popular. I think people are going to play it. It might sell a lot, but I don't
Well, that's
think
what I
that's
mean.
popular, man.
Oh, well, I guess by that, I mean, it'll do decently because people, want something to do. It's a cheap game. It'll have a decent install base and all that. People get the game, they're like, oh, look, here's a downloadable title for like, what, $15 or whatever?
Yeah.
It's a fighting game, I'm going to play it. But, I mean, it's going to be like honestly, it's just going to go away. People will play it for a couple of weeks, You'll see it on, stream somewhere, and then it's going to fade away. I just don't think it's got any staying power or any lasting power. It's going to be a novelty, and then people are going to see for what it truly is, and they're going to make the judgment of whether they actually like it or not. And I feel that for the most part, people aren't going to stick with it.
I don't know. Don't you feel like similar arguments were made regarding MK9?
I feel that there obviously were by a whole, but it's kind of different when you look at it. The games keep getting simpler and simpler. MK9 actually kind of made a more full system for how the game works. Still got the MK feeling to it, but they changed it to where they wanted to tweak it to see, okay, well, what if we try and make it more like the other games while not sacrificing what we have as our core gameplay?
Yeah.
But MK9, KI, just seems like it has changed to this point. KI already, if people actually remember the game and not just look upon it like, people looked on Street Fighter 2 to 4, it's not like it was a great game. And Gold, 2 or whatever, wasn't much better.
Yeah.
And this new one is super simplistic. It feels like it's banking on nice graphics. It looks like a playable tech demo of look at these particle effects to me. I'm not sure.
So what you're telling me is it has the ugliest version of Glacius you've ever seen.
Yeah, he looks like what, Megatron or something out of the.
I don't know what the hell is going on.
I don't see what the problem with that is actually,
but he looks terrible. Yeah. Regardless of anything else in the game, like it or hate it, I don't know what the hell they were doing with that character. And why does he stomp the yard? Why is that his combo?
Because, two-step with it.
He's just doing the two-step on you the entire time. When did he become a dancer? Is he an intergalactic dancer? I need to know.
He's like the kind of guy you see in like a musical scene in a movie, like standing along the wall with 2 other guys stamping their feet and snapping their fingers, leaning back and forth.
Oh wait, he's the freaking West Side Story guy?
Yeah,
Oh man.
He's just a part of
this is the second or third time we've referenced West Side Story on this podcast.
We're really into
I'm not
gang
sure
violence.
if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But continue, sorry.
All I'm saying is he's no singing in the rain, okay?
He's true. But I don't know. I honestly feel like regardless of how we feel about KI as a game, it's actually going to do pretty well, at least for a while. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like the way it looks, it can draw in a good casual audience. And I think a lot of people are going to try it out. I think the biggest thing that will be to KI's impediment is the price tag, the barrier of entry.
Oh.
Just a lot of money.
Hey, Tony. Yeah.
Let me borrow $550.
I see you want to get on that KI installment plan.
I'm jonesing. I'm
Yeah.
feeding.
Well, and here's the thing: a lot of people don't take into account with KI. They're giving it out for free, completely free, like all the characters and everything. Season 1 or whatever. If you pre-order the Xbox One.
Oh, that's neat.
Oh, so you actually get a game for pre-ordering?
God, I
Yeah.
love, honestly, as much as I don't like KI, I love the fact that when you buy a console, you get a game with it.
I was about to say, I love pack-in games.
Like, what's so hard about giving someone a game when you're trying to sell a game console? You know?
No, I do think it's going to succeed. It's not going to be a smash hit, but
don't
it's going to do well.
Yeah, I think it'll do well in the terms of, people are going to buy it, people are going to play it, but I don't think, from looking from a fighting game spectator or, player standpoint, that it's not going to survive. And, I mean, this is something from me personally, but from what I have to say, Double Helix has never made a good game ever, in under any circumstance.
That's true.
They have never, they have a whole, 5 years of games that they have under that name.
A veritable cornucopia, if you will.
Hold on. Tony, I have to stop you right here, because I got to protest. You're telling me Battleship the movie, the game.
I love how it's the game based off the movie, which is based off a board game. It's like...
Yeah, so it's Battleship the game, the movie, the game. Was not
My head
up to
is spinning.
standards of quality?
No. It's really sad when I have to say that the best game they made was Silent Hill Homecoming. Like, that
Dude, that's
that
the
leaves
fucking
a bad,
shit, dude.
Oh,
leaves
wow,
a bad
that was
taste in my mouth.
Dude, man, the arm in the
Terrible
wall
game.
shit, man, that's hilarious.
That was such a terrible.
Hold on. I need to go back to Battleship, the game, the movie, the game. The question I have, is it the board game with
I
movie
don't
graphics?
know.
I'm looking at the wiki right now.
What is it?
It's a first-person shooter.
What? What? How does that work?
When you die, do you say, "You sank my battleship"? You're like,
I hope so. Please.
And then Rihanna starts playing.
oh.
Something.
Wait, hold on. It says it's both a first-person shooter and a turn-based strategy game.
I guess it was
Yeah,
a
it
turn
has to be
it's a
turn-based
first
strategy.
person.
So one of them. Oh wait, no. It says it's two different games. So one of them was a shooter and the other one was a turn-based strategy game.
Oh man,
Wait, there's two
Oh yeah,
games?
the turn-based strategy game is probably the regular Battleship.
no. Here's what
Oh,
they did. Okay,
So
they,
it says here the next-gen consoles have the first-person shooter. The Nintendo consoles like DS and the Wii have the turn-based strategy game.
because that's what nerds play.
Both games didn't score over. Well, actually, one of them scored over 50 points out of 100.
The
Wow.
3DS.
His Metacritic rating.
a little rough.
Yeah.
I'm
I know. I don't know if I'm alone on this, but when I think Battleship, I think just first-person shooter. That's
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
course.
I'm gonna be shooting out white pigs until I see red coming out of my muzzle flare. Like, oh yeah, I got him that time.
didn't see that coming.
I don't know. It's
Was I the only one who really wanted electronic Battleship as a kid?
Oh no, I love that shit.
That seems
Yeah,
really
just-
cool to me.
Yeah, the announcer that just yells out, "You sunk the battleship." It's like, what? They say it for you?
yeah.
Oh, that's so sick.
Now he can't lie to me.
No, let me put my peg in, and he moves this his cruiser to the side. Like, yeah, I'm
It's like, warning, this guy's a cheating motherfucker.
Oh man.
But yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to understand how a company that only has done shovelware up to this point got tasked with bringing back, I wouldn't call it a huge franchise, but it's a franchise that a lot of people who were young in the 90s remember pretty fondly.
Yeah.
Even if they don't assume, even if they're not saying, "Oh man, Killer Instinct was a great game, I still want to play it today," they look back on it, they're like, "Damn, that was a fun game.
Yeah.
I played in the arcade."
People had a good time with it, regardless
Yeah.
of what happened. My real question is if you pre-order it, you get the game and all the season 1 stuff or whatever, like Gibby was saying. But here's the real question: does it come with a Killer Cuts 2 out of box? I need to
See,
have.
These are the hard-hitting questions. Because if anything, the game is probably going to have good music, and I've been one of its most vocal, consistent, and obnoxious of detractors. But I
These
will
are all
say the music's probably going to be really good.
I'm still really sad that I shattered my Killer Cuts CD that came with my Super NES game.
Why?
Because I was 16 and I like destroying things. I don't know what to tell you,
It
man.
happens. The way I feel about it is, I know we've shoveled a lot of shit onto Double Helix and the game they're making, but it is a property of Rare, or was, I guess. And so I'm almost half inclined to be like, maybe I will put my face to the ass a little bit for a new Battletoads.
Never gonna happen.
If KI sells well, we'll get a new Battletoads.
Never.
No.
No?
Why not?
There's a bunch of little things you're missing here, Chris.
I know. I'm just being hopeful.
No, it's just there's like a chart here. There's a map of like business and companies that are related. And look, man, it might happen, but not through them.
Ah,
Yeah.
Actually,
gotta
think about
happen,
it this
man.
way. Think about what you're wishing. First of all, you're wrong. But think about what you're wishing for is, hey, if this does well, even if it sells well, regardless of whether or not it's a good game, if it sells well, this might make them more inclined to release older franchises, right?
right.
Yeah.
Would you want Double Helix making Battletoads?
Well, they're already making Strider.
Well, let's not talk about that.
Yeah,
We're gonna gloss that
Here's the
over.
thing.
Not gonna think
There's no
about it.
guarantee that Double Helix would be the one making Battletoads.
Yeah.
And my personal thing on this is, I'd rather have RC Pro-Am, a new RC
Also
Pro-Am,
true.
over Battletoads.
Yo, the
Wait,
music in
what?
RC Pro-Am?
I don't
You
know.
already
We'll
kind of
get
got another RC Pro-Am game. It was called Rock and Roll Racing, and that's another series we're getting back. So,
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Activision Blizzard.
yep.
that Super Nintendo sound system version of Black Sabbath Paranoid, the shit, dog.
I mean, we even got like a new NBA Jam down the line at some point, and I'm gonna go out there and say it. That game was great. I mean, it was still NBA Jam at its core. I love playing that game.
Man,
Yo, that game is tight.
Yeah.
man,
But
Tony, stop trying to be so ratchet.
it's just, I don't know. The game industry has been really strange as of late to me personally. It feels like there's no middle ground for companies. They're like AAA titles or indie developers, or outsourcing to smaller developers. I don't know.
But
It's weird.
but apparently the real freedom is still with the smaller developers, because there's like no incentive not to take risks.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
why we
venture
get-
capital.
Exactly. That's why we get great games like Melty Blood and Under Night In-Birth and
Yeah, but aren't those
Skullgirls.
practically like on their own though? Like they're people that.
yeah, but they started small.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying they didn't start small. I'm just saying they went out of their way and they did it themselves. They weren't just like, hey, we'll make games for you. Give us a license and we'll do it. They just kind of were like, we're gonna make this on our own because this is what we believe in.
That's true too. Although French Bread started with a Ragnarok fighting game sort of thing.
Is that what their first title? The
I wouldn't say
Battle
it's their
Offline?
first one, but it was probably their biggest one that got them on the map, I think. That's
Look,
the first time
guys,
I ever heard of them.
I think what you're all missing is that perhaps Strider could finally be Double Helix's way forward game.
Yeah, it could.
It could be where they turn the corner and they stop making garbage and they start making good games.
It could.
I mean, think about Strider just as a game at its core. There's jump and slash. Like, this is gameplay that shouldn't be messed up.
You would think so.
Mm.
You just jinxed it. They're listening right now saying like,
No,
jump
think
and
about-
slash,
no.
fuck that.
Think about how many times jump and slash or jump and anything has been fucked up. Need I remind you of a little guy back from the 90s by the name of Bubsy?
Oh,
It was just jumping, man. It was just
jump and
jumping.
glide.
Just jump and glide, man. Fucking Mario's been doing this shit for years, dude.
How do you fuck up jumping?
You make a 3D game.
Yeah.
The 2D ones were butt.
Yeah.
The first Bubsy was fine, thank you.
Yeah,
I
like the first
enjoyed
one.
it.
Ask that you step back.
Look. All right. Well, I know what you're getting for fucking your birthday. It's this this copy of Bubsy that apparently ended up in my garage from Blockbuster Video.
I was
Still
about
in the
to say, if you
original.
were going to try to give me Bubsy 3D, we were going to fight.
No, man, I don't do that shit to friends, man. That's messed up.
Yo, the late fee on that
But
thing,
you're getting Bubsy 1, and you're getting it in the fucking Blockbuster yellow cart.
Excellent. You're the best.
If we're giving away
I have
Bubsies, I think I got a Bubsy for the Super Nintendo as well. That I'd be willing to part.
I'm just gonna get showered with Bubsy games for Christmas. This is great.
I will trade you
You're just
your.
gonna end up being the Bubsy fan that nobody knew about.
Oh
Good
god,
lord.
Bubsy 3D. Oh god.
I don't mean to derail this Bugsy-centered conversation, but I'm not entirely sure if this is official or not. But you know all that shit we were talking about crossing over fighting games and whatnot. Well, it's just been brought to my attention that there's a bit of media floating around that may or may not be legit, but it looks pretty cool. It's basically
What are we talking about?
talking about. Has anybody
This-
seen this?
Yeah,
No.
that's actually from the art gallery for when Skullgirls came out on PC and was announced for Nessica. One of the artists did it as a fan art for them. They're like, "Oh, this is cool." You know, it's not anything official or anything like that, but they're just like out of respect. I mean, they even have George Kamitani from Vanillaware on there having a guest art for their art gallery to congratulate them. So I mean, there's a lot of big names in there. I was honestly surprised, but I don't know.
All right,
It would be cool if it happens. I'll say that.
Yeah,
back to Bugsy.
no.
Well,
No.
since you
that
brought up
cartoon.
Skullgirls, not sure if people knew, but it was free weekend this past weekend. Hopefully,
Oh,
most of you
yeah.
guys purchased it, so
Yeah.
it's a good game.
It was on sale until 10 a.m. this morning, so
Yeah.
I really hope
I got it.
you guys got
I
to try
finally
it.
got it. Haven't played it yet.
I was just sad that the free edition didn't give you the beta so you could play around with Big Band. I was crying.
Yeah. Would have been.
Wait,
That's
so,
for us beta elitists that got in early. Sorry.
Tony, I'll see you in the beta later this evening. We'll have tea. We'll talk about what's to do with this Hell Pockets character.
So she'll be taking the A train, so to speak.
I just come in there and like, what the fuck's going on here? Nobody's actually playing. They're just sitting in the lobby.
This guy is just playing the trumpet. What's going on?
I honestly haven't seen much footage of Big Band. I assume you guys have both messed around with him a little bit. What are your thoughts?
So far, I mean, it's definitely just the groundwork. I feel that for now, the way his kit works, his damage output is a little bit low, but that's all going to be changed. It's like,
Are you dumb?
a little bit, yeah, I'm dumb. But,
I'm a little dumb, yeah.
but I mean, like, from what
Are you
I've
saying low as in get low, as in from the windows to the walls? Because this is the kind of damage this guy's putting out.
I mean, from what I've seen, he didn't have the best. You might have seen differently. So
I've seen like almost TODs.
really, okay, those I haven't seen.
He has head crush. He has juggernaut head crush.
Yeah,
You
he
think
does.
That's not gonna kill people.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
So for
I
the
comboed into
uninitiated,
it though, and
the entire thing with Big Bandit, he's the big brawler character in that game. So
Mhm.
you have Cerebella as the grappler. He's the juggernaut type.
Okay.
So he has rush punches. They have armor to them, and they have varying degrees of distance. So it's kind of
So-
like Q.
He's Q or not?
Yeah, he's Q or not. The interesting thing is that what's one of the biggest weaknesses in a Marvel style game for that type of character? It's chicken blocking, because how the hell is anybody gonna fucking put up with your mix up if they can just jump back?
Mhm.
If you hold down the button for the rush punch, it turns into an anti-air rush punch that can't be blocked if they're jumping on the way up. Like if they're on the way up from a jump, they can't air block it, and it will grab them. So they're
Okay.
forced into this mix-up of, is it a straight rush punch that I'm going to put up with on the ground and let them continue pressure, or try to challenge it and possibly get decked in the face? Or am I going to get gripped and then combo? The other thing that he has that's really neat is, I believe, is his air punches are all the same move, essentially. He turns sideways and then he blows.
yeah,
his-
valve.
Yeah, he blows out of different valves. So you can chain those three punches in any particular sequence, because it's like a high valve, a middle valve, and a lower valve.
Okay.
So if you have a combo that's like the character went way too high for you, and as you're floating up, it's like, oh, I'll hit him with the highest valve, then go to the middle valve, then go to the lower valve, or mix and match as you need it. So you kind of play like musical notes with him while you're doing combos.
Mhm.
Hmm.
It's really neat. He's also a big guy and he head crushes people.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
He also has the jump HK, which is just like a flying drop kick, wall bounces people. But if you don't cancel the move, you go into a grounded tech state to where you can, tech through things to. It's really weird. Kind of like a Hagar. If you do crouching.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see
crouching
what you're
state,
saying.
where like you stop and then you can recovery roll through things or do other things. But if you do a jump kick, you can also cancel it into one of his air specials and continue the pressure from there. And it leads to interesting mid-screen damage and combos. So you just like launch him into the wall and then just continue your assault on them. So, I mean, I definitely think he's going to be cool. I definitely want to try and play him more and more.
Oh, what percentage done is he?
I want to say he's close, but represented in game isn't as much because there's a lot of programming that still has to go into the way the character is played. But I don't know, percentage done, I'd probably say somewhere floating around like the 60-70%.
Okay.
It could be more, but that's probably a good estimate of where it lies.
So, on the topic of new characters, I think it's time to address the veritable elephant in the room,
Uh-oh.
and that is Kokonoe. It's only been a little bit more than a week, and everyone on both sides of the ocean have been crying about this character. I got to admit, she seems really damn strong. I don't know if she's broken like a lot of people are arguing, but she's a little strong.
Yeah, I'd say that she's definitely strong just because her damage numbers seem really high, and then obviously her mix-up chip game, setups are really, really hard to escape, or for some characters can't do much about it. But at the same time, I wouldn't say she's like CT Rachel or anything like that. It's definitely a more fair kind of overpowering character to me.
I disagree.
I'm sure you do. That's fine.
Yeah, so I've been playing against Nerd Josh's admittedly crappy Kokonoe, and it's a pain in the ass. So I play against Josh, and Josh is playing a very, very basic Kokonoe. And I watch videos of how she's supposed to go off, and I'm like, God, I'm just glad Josh is so high that he can't watch any of these and figure out what they're doing. Because this character is complete bullshit. But it's like, the funny thing is that it's, I don't know if it's just from years of horrible oppression from Chun, but I'm just like, you know what, I'll find ways. I'll deal with it.
That's kind of the scary thing about the conversation is it's sort of gotten down to the point where like everyone is she third strike Chun or is she just like accent core Eddie? I'm not really sure that either of those are preferable by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, one of the things that people complain about is the ST Akuma argument, where it's like, hey, things are missing, guys.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, she just does a super that is unblockable, can lead to touch of deaths, and can be set up off any given bread and butter that she does, making it nearly inescapable for maybe 20% of the cast, or it's not a resource-intensive escape for everyone else in the cast.
Yeah.
Except for, I think, Hakumen and, like, Bang that can, like, always get out of it.
I feel like she wouldn't be as bad as people currently consider her if she didn't also have an easy escape. The teleport, the fact that she has that is sort of like the icing on the shit sandwich. Because at least with Eddie, if you knock Eddie down, he has to deal with pressure because he doesn't have good reversals, and his in-close game is pretty bad. She just gets to get out. She's like, no, it's cool. That was funny.
Like, definitely watching Kokonoe versus Dora's Bang, like, a lot of the things that Bang would do, like if he was on Oki, he would try and do a 2D, the Burning Heart upward punch, and she would teleport behind him and then just get a free whip punish. Like, so he really had to, use something that would be his less, more go-to. This is generally going to work, and except if like throw or whatever.
Right.
But
yeah, one of the things that's a really good point because it makes it really hard to call that thing out.
Yeah.
Because you would normally set up a type of pressure game against like certain reversals, but the fact that it switches position with you means that a lot of things get fucked over even if you like media them correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So you're kind of resort to having to start off with like meaty jabs and then end up eventually just scaling your combo too much because you're using a bunch of jabs at the beginning to confirm.
yeah. Yeah, especially with the fact that, like, obviously, like, laggy moves like the Burning Heart drives, it doesn't autocorrect. You don't turn around if someone crosses you up on the ground. You just... It's an angle that you can't deal with unless, you know, maybe you back up a little bit and do it, but then at that point, it's not going to hit unless they teleport. And so why would you in that situation, leading to just getting hit anyways?
Yeah, it's really frustrating because it seems like against certain characters, not only does she get a wealth of pressure on them, but especially characters like Bang, and I don't know if other people have been watching the matches where Dora has been playing against HH in Japan a lot on netplay, just basically try to learn about this character in between complaining about how fucking broken she is. He's been winning the majority of the matches, or at least he was a day or two ago. And these have all been put up on Jordal's channel from Dora streaming. But it's just the amount of effort he has to put in to actually get her to stop moving around.
Yeah, it's that's the example that I gave. Like I've just been tortured by 3S Chun so much that if I let her get going, it was my own fault.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, you know, you can fight Chun without meter. She doesn't have all these tools. You know, maybe Kokonoe hasn't set up a graviton yet. Maybe I can get behind her. Maybe I can, you know, start pressure. Maybe I can better teleport. Maybe if I'm so on top of my game that I can win, you know, that'll work out for me. I'll be really happy with that. Because then when I do win, I can just look at the other guy in the face and just be like, you know what? I'm so much better than you. But you know, if it happens that she just goes off and there's a graviton, and suddenly she teleports behind me while there's a little Dormammu flare coming up, and then when I try to meet her the other way, she throws up a really super Dormammu flare that hits even though it goes really high into the air, and I try to meet it with a low, but it's completely invulnerable, and then it tracks me and it doesn't go away if I hit her. That was my fault.
I think the best part is that even if she has meter, she just wakes up super. Just does wake up stalking flare. She's like, Super Ball! It's completely invincible, and you get hit if you try to meaty me. Whoops.
Yeah, it's like, she'll throw out the super, you get to hit her, and then you have to stop hitting her. It's like, no.
Much.
To back off it.
Yeah, because it goes up and then arcs back down. So yeah, you can get a combo, but unless you can get away from the giant fireball, you're either going to get hit or you just got to block it, thus resetting everything back to the way it was. So,
but I'm gonna say this, and people might disagree, but I don't think she should be banned for now.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think for now people can deal with her. I don't think you should even ban any of her moves. You just gotta do it for now. I mean, unless we find out that she's just super too much you can't deal with, you know.
You mean when we end up with all Kokonoe top 8?
Yeah, if at NEC in a couple weeks we get seriously like 6 Kokonoe players in top 8, we can start having that conversation.
Right.
If Damdai decides to show up to every tournament playing Kokonoe, then, you know, if he wins, we'll think about it.
Well, like I'm reminded of like the whole Scorpion argument in Injustice for CEO, where they were just like, "Yo, this character's fucked up, man. Like, get him out of here." And then come time for CEO, he's not even top 8.
Yeah.
So, you know, don't.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is, I understand that people are going to be upset if they, you know, go all the way to NEC, and they have to play, and they're like, you know, there was this bullshit character, but I don't really want to ban a character outright based on theory and based on setups I haven't seen people do outside of training mode.
There's a thing called, like, you know, testing and, like, you know, scientific studies and all that, actually letting something go and measuring how
There's
it's
that
all
word
going.
again.
Thought.
And to be honest, regardless of what ends up happening with this character, we all know Arxis is going to patch her in the next 6 months anyway.
Yeah.
And there's already a patch coming out, but it doesn't address the Kokonoe issue.
When Chrono Phantasma Double comes out, that's
Pretty much.
what you have.
That's only coming out for arcades, though.
I'm sure.
They're going to nerf Kokonoe by getting rid of her arms.
But how will she ride the Segway? How?
No turning.
It's powered
But-
by her oxygen.
Yeah, I think right now she does seem like a lot of bullshit, and I do feel a little bit bad for people who are going to have to be basically in the test sample to verify whether this character is complete bullshit or not.
Or
somebody's
if
gotta
it's
do
only
the legwork.
slightly bullshit.
It's like Anthony was saying, somebody's got to do what Damdai did and go to everywhere and just be like, okay, you thought HDR Akuma was fair? Well, I'm here to tell you. You're
Oh man, damn that makes baby Serlin cry.
That's right.
We're talking about Sterling again.
I knew that was coming. Shit. I've been getting shit about that all week. Where they're like,
Look.
all about SDR is going to talk about fucking Serlin in Chess 5.
No, there's no chess 3 discussion this week. It's next week.
Chess 3D, the rebalancing of Bubsy 3D.
Oh shit.
And for the record, the reason we didn't have the show last week is because we were all playing chess too.
That game.
I was
is
playing chess
fucking rough.
2.5 actually. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh,
Dang.
me
You
and
got
Paul
the
were getting
patch?
in that. Like, I really like the New Balance Nemesis.
Yeah, we're in the exclusive beta.
Yeah.
I thought we had the NDA, man. What the fuck? No, the whole thing about the whole banning thing though is like I kind of feel like people are just like preemptively like getting rid of reasons to be angry already because they're gonna go all the way over to NEC and be pissed about something anyway, so you might as well just kind of roll with it.
I'm
I
really
wanna
mad
s-
it's cold.
I want to see people cry about Kokonoe for a while.
Actually, I do too. I find it hilarious when people are upset because they can't beat a character, and it's just like welcome. This is the business we've chosen.
I mean, you got think about it. I mean, like in a tournament situation, Kokonoe, that's the out. That's the I'm not a bad player. It was Kokonoe because the game has to be played on PS3, so you can't complain about PS3. There's no Xbox version. Got to find something else to complain about. Kokonoe.
Yeah, you don't even shake the dude's hands afterwards anymore. You just be like, "Hey, Kokonoe, I ain't touching you."
Get your buzzwords, updated. Get your app of excuses for losing.
There was some Kokonoe lag.
I never get hit by that Kokonoe mix-up.
Oh yeah.
On TVs that don't lag.
Yo, dude, the
Want my
gravitons
money
they
back.
actually cause lag in the game.
Wasn't my fault, man. I had that cocoa butter in my eyes.
Wow.
Dude, see, my problem is I lost to your Kokonoe because it's different on 360.
Yeah. It's a lot different on 360. Kokonoe's not even out on the 360.
This version isn't even out on 360. I played the one before this.
Come see me in C-Sex. My
What
mouth
is
is nice.
this CP, dog? The CP shit.
But yeah.
And honestly, people, if you really think she's that broken player,
Yeah.
play her and prove that she's that broken.
But,
But then I'm a sellout.
yeah, but my sense of honor.
Don't be an honor
Listen,
scrub.
well, here's the
Don't
thing.
be
Here's
an
the
honor
thing.
scrub.
Do you have a bigger sense of honor, or do you want to be right?
No,
I know you,
here's the-
Sanchez. You
here's
want
my-
to be right.
Here's my problem with the honor thing is that I've never understood the whole like I'm gonna play my character and do this or that, and I was like, why are you complaining afterwards? Just, like,
You've dedicated your entire life to playing this low tier character that you really enjoy.
yeah.
Better complain about everyone else.
There's a I don't know if you guys mentioned it because I came in a little later, but they definitely had the Rusty Parry this last weekend, right?
Yeah.
There was a match where Watson picked Chun-Li into Hung B's Oro. That is 8-2. There are seriously 5 buttons on the controller that Oro cannot press if he's on the ground. Hung B is the most comfortable man in that matchup that I have ever seen. He is seriously at home, pants off, slippers on, brew in his hand, kid in the other. He is ready for that match. And it is really satisfying to see somebody so prepared for such a horrible, horrible time and win it. Like, there's no feeling like that. And I want to see stuff like that where some, maybe some guy that's been like an Arakune main in this one sticks with it and finds out all this work that he can do to beat a Kokonoe. How satisfying would that be?
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as he doesn't complain when he does happen to lose to the character.
No,
Yeah,
it's better when he complains when he beats her. That's like the fucking the NorCal Isaiah mix up where you're just like, fucking hate this game. I gotta work so hard. I'm over here sweating and shit, man. It shouldn't be this way.
I mean, honestly, those are the victories that are so much better. Like, if you're not looking for
Yeah,
that,
they stick with you the longest. You're like, man, I won the uphill match.
yeah, people will be like, "Oh man, I hate this character. They're so much better," and be like, "Oh yeah, I hate that character too. I learned the matchup, so I win it. 60% of the time now. But that's pretty difficult. Like,
yeah, exactly. You're just like, I feel pretty good right now.
It's like, yeah, that character's really annoying, But rather than just bitching and moaning about it, like you guys, I actually did something.
Yeah,
I learned the matchup.
yeah.
Right?
Lifting weights is really hard, dude. I used to struggle too, but now I just pull trucks with my teeth.
Really takes the
Yeah,
edge
man.
off the day.
Surgery was really difficult, but I went to medical school, and that's okay now. It's not too bad.
I've been dead up to my eyeballs.
It really is true that she may be broken. She may need to get banned. Until everybody agrees this, learn to play against her or learn to play her.
Just remember, in America, you're innocent until proven guilty. God bless America.
From sea to shore.
I almost feel like we should end the show on that.
I'm gonna do something I don't do too often, and that's go into the dregs of Dust Loop, and let's just see what's being discussed.
I thought you were actually going to compliment somebody.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too.
No, I complimented Tony the other day, didn't I? I was
Not on camera.
That was probably a dream.
Oh yeah, I did dream. I was like, "Hey Tony, nice bong," and then I woke up.
God damn it.
So with Blaze, like right now, most of the country's spread out. So the only way people can actually play each other is online.
Yeah.
Alex, Paul, you guys playing online?
Alex has been. I haven't.
Yeah.
So
The internet.
how's the experience been for you with the internet?
Pretty
I
much
saw
actually
some of that-
Pretty nice. Everything below that is seriously play at your own peril. It's one of those things where it's like not only are you underwater, but you just don't get to see what happens. Like I played it and I was like, I just got heat 2 bullet. I'm just gonna dash in and throw you because she's seriously teleporting at this point.
Yeah. So, did you confirm where any of your opponents were when the connection was, less than 3?
No, actually, I neglected to do that. All the 3 connections I've had have been relatively local. Like I've been playing against our good buddy Mild Malice and Arcade Shock Evo champion Bernard, amongst other people, and a couple people from NorCal I've been playing with. Our boy Hoover as well. But everyone else that's been a little further away has been a 2-bar. There was maybe, I think, a 3-bar that I had that was from Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually playable. Like, it wasn't any problem.
Yeah. See, because I'm just trying to think that maybe that, over here in the States, the player base is solid, but not nearly as numerous as it could have been. So maybe by the time you get an actual release and more people get on, they'll probably be seeing better connections. Hopefully. And hopefully it's just not an issue of netcode, but rather just people could be playing from all over the map. But you say it's a good way to practice up, and
Yeah, well, just learning, because there's so many characters that I don't have practice against, because I didn't mess with C-Sex that much, so Valk is pretty new to me. What was the other one? Platinum.
Mhm.
Paul played her for a little bit when we were trying to pick up Blaze, but now she's different.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of little things to pick up, and as far as just learning the ins and outs of the game, it's fine. If you're going out there with the intent of just doing your best to win every time, you're not playing netplay correctly. Because honestly, it's netplay. When it comes down to it, like the excuse of, hey, if this wasn't laggy, I probably could have DP'd you. It kind of holds true.
Yeah, that's true. Like, things are way different, way better without any sort of error at all that could be added. Any less variables, the better.
The takeaway you should be getting from netplay is knowing that, hey, if I DP you here, then I could win.
Mhm.
Just make notes of the things that could be happening, even if the netplay gods decide that you don't get it.
That's a good point. Speaking of netplay, Chaos Code's getting a netplay patched sometime soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're
I'm-
they're actually going to be testing it out at round 1.
I'm actually really happy to hear that, just for the fact that a lot of times you hear about people going to be coming out with netplay codes and they just don't come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So Tinrio the Light can, finally take his head out the oven. Shout out to Tinrio, he's a good guy.
But the real question is, will anybody else play it?
I will. And I mean, I was one of those people who pushed that game a lot, like when it was first out in arcades, and I still do push it, but without netcode, I knew it was just gonna be like, vaporware. With netcode,
Yeah.
it definitely has a chance because it's already cheap on PS3, and I'm pretty sure the netcode patch is free, so there's really no reason not to play it.
I just hope that they advertise the netcode patch a lot more, like, because you got to think about it. Like, if a game comes out, before it's even out, people are like, "Oh man, I'm amped up for this game. I want to play." And then the netcode, and then the netcode patch comes in, and then people don't care anymore. You got to really grip them again, as if it's like a second release of the same game.
Yeah, I would just say all new, improved netcode.
Yeah, netcode. This Sunday, you can play with your friend online. I don't know. Just like, you really got to get people amped up for again. Like, just sell it again as if it was like the first time.
Well, they didn't sell it the first time, so now it's a perfect opportunity for them to actually put their foot in it.
Yeah, like they just need to go hard if they want people to pick it up and play it some more.
Right, and with Arxis publicizing it, just fucking go all out, or as much as they're willing to with their $20 budget. But
yeah,
I would I would expect at least more media.
Go spam people's Tumblrs and I don't know,
Tumblrs?
tweet about it. I don't know. Isn't that what the
Anthony on the
animations?
cutting edge here, telling people to go spam Tumblr. Damn.
Yo, man,
Yeah,
cover that
you're so
Snapchat,
hip.
dog. I'm on that Snapchat avenue.
Oh, Snapchat. Oh, what's this? Oh, a picture of new netcode. All right.
This is much better than a dick. Oh well. So yeah, hopefully that works out. Yeah, try it out. I've noticed a lot of people have brought it up and said they like characters from that game and they like how certain things work in it, but they don't really understand the game fully. So if you want to really understand the game, I think there's a wiki for it somewhere. Let me see. Don't make a liar out of me, internet.
There's a wiki for something everywhere. I'm already on the Internet Inbirth exe late wiki looking up stuff. So.
All right, cool. I'm not a liar. Thank you, internet. So yeah, so you can always go there. You can always go to the Facebook page because they actually do post things in English. And if you're really struggling and want somebody more closer to home to explain it to you, talk to Tinrio the Light on Twitter, and he will talk your ear off for hours about it. It's good stuff. What else we got?
I don't know. Do we have anything else?
Have anything else?
That's about it.
No more
about it.
tournaments? No tournament announcements?
There are some character things I'd like to rant about with Alex about Third Strike Mark of the Wolves, but we don't need to do that.
Oh,
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
Oh.
When's Card Saga Wars? Josh, get the fuck out of here.
Card Saga Wars has been developed for what now? Like 5 or 6 years. It's never coming out.
To be fair, I checked the Mugen Guild forums a couple days ago,
What
and there was a
in the
post
hell
from
did you just say?
the-
Get out.
Is someone finally going to release Red Akuma?
Insult this podcast.
I just
With-
ruined my street
You
cred.
need to go. You need to go.
You're too soft. Mugen Guild, what is this shit? All I'm gonna say is that one of the developers said it is not dead. And that's
I know
all.
it's not dead. It's just going to be forever. It'll come out. Maybe our grandchildren will be able to see it.
Okay, cool. I'll be able to explain to him, see, this guy right here, he's Mega Man, and he's fighting this guy named Cloud. And while there was never a fan fiction written about these two meeting, this is still an awesome matchup.
You're wrong. I can already
Yeah.
guarantee you're wrong.
I'm gonna say
I'm
you're
wrong.
The
Oh,
internet's
dude,
a very, very large place, Chris.
if there's
On
a
it.
fan fiction about this, we're reading this shit out loud.
All right,
Not
moving
today, we're
along.
not.
Here's an idea for a proposition. Think about it. Everybody loves the churro. It's got sugar and cinnamon. What if we made it garlic bread instead? Thoughts? $1 million industry.
Whoa, hold on.
I don't
So
know,
you're telling
man.
me-
I feel sort of. I'm pretty torn.
Hold on. No. Run this by me one more time. So you're saying the churro would be made out of garlic bread,
Yeah.
but it would still have the sugar and cinnamon.
No. It'd be dipped in extra garlic powder and butter.
So it's just
what if
more
I want-
garlic.
so
you
it's
just
not-
want to
so-
make like a breadstick, is what you're saying.
But in the shape of a churro.
What's the point?
So you can get them at Disneyland for $5.
You
Well,
are
already- what-
besmirching the sanctity of an ancient Latin American tradition. See, the shape of the churro corresponds with. You're gonna let me keep going with this? Seriously?
Okay, look here. I'll just stop
I
you
was
right.
I was really just gonna let that rock, to be honest.
Just
with
fill
you.
it with custard.
Here's my thing. I love churros, but I like them in liquid form better. You know. Just saying.
But
I
what's
don't
better?
like old things.
What's
Why
this
is
shit
there
about
cinnamon
waffles
toast
versus
crunch,
pancakes?
but not churro crunch?
Churro
Are you
crunch.
kidding me? That's what I have for breakfast every day. I just eat cinnamon toast crunch while just yelling in Spanish. And especially in an accent I don't even use myself.
I don't have it with milk. I have
Yeah.
it with leche.
Yeah, just have all the leche, man.
Why? I don't have it.
Jesus
No,
Christ.
I have it with chat.
Yeah, just.
What are we even going on about?
I don't know. I think we're done here.
You're making me fucking hungry.
estoy diciendo. Es el sabor que puedes ver.
I don't.
Actually,
Anyway.
but before we go, I want to do something. For all of you here, most of you play fighting games. If not all of you, do us a favor and tweet at us throughout the week. Who do you think is the most broken character in a fighting game?
Yeah, that actually sounds cool.
Tweet to us at SDRcast.
What are the rules
And don't
behind
say
this,
Ivan
though?
Ooze from the Power Rangers fighting game because we all know that's true.
Yeah, like the reason I
In a
asked
game
is,
that people actually play.
so I asked because
the most
of
broken
debate I
legal
had with
character?
a few people. What's
What?
up?
The most broken legal character, or
Yeah, basically, who is the tippy toppest, top tier character in any game that has actually been allowed
Playable.
in turn?
Yeah, allowed. You can include bosses that haven't been banned by the communities and stuff like that. Just let us know.
That's just
Tweet us
SNK
at
stuff.
SDRcast, and we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
See what people say, and then we'll give our reactions and our thoughts and our opinions and all that junk. Should be fun.
You might
We
even,
might even have a
not
couple
win
special
something.
guests to talk about it.
Yeah.
all I
So-
guess was special.
But I think that about wraps it up. So for everybody here at SDRcast, this is Super FX saying good night and good luck.